You're not afraid of the dark. You never were. What you're afraid of is something that spent millions of years perfecting the art of killing you inside it. And the terrifying part? Your brain still hasn't gotten the memo that those things are gone. Think about the last time the power went out at night, or the last time you walked to your car in an empty parking lot. Something shifted inside you. You moved faster. Your eyes scanned every shadow. Your body tensed before your mind even registered why. That reaction isn't irrational. It isn't childish. It's one of the oldest survival programs ever written into the human body. And today, we're going to read every line of that code. Because once you understand why darkness terrifies us, you'll never look at a dark room the same way again. For 99% of human existence, night was a death sentence. Not metaphorically, literally. Leopards, lions, and hyenas are primarily nocturnal hunters. They evolved low light vision that is between 6 and 8 times more powerful than ours. In complete darkness, they could see you from 200 meters away. You could not see them from 2. Every night, for hundreds of thousands of years, the moment the sun went down, the odds shifted dramatically against us. Our ancestors who felt comfortable in the dark didn't survive long enough to have children. The ones who froze, hid, clustered together, and stayed absolutely still when the light disappeared, those are the ones who made it. Those are your ancestors. Fear of darkness wasn't a weakness. It was a prerequisite for being alive right now. But here's what makes this even stranger. The predators are mostly gone. The savannah is thousands of miles away. You are inside a building with locked doors and electricity a switch away. And your brain still reacts exactly the same way it did 200,000 years ago. But why? That's where it gets really interesting. When light disappears, your brain does something extraordinary. It stops trusting information and starts generating threats. Here's how it works. Your visual cortex, the part of the brain that processes what you see, doesn't go quiet in darkness. It keeps running. But without real data coming in, it starts filling the gaps with possibilities. And your brain, being the survival machine it is, always defaults to the worst possibility. Neuroscientists call this threat simulation. Your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires before your conscious mind has time to analyze anything. You feel danger before you think danger. Research from multiple studies shows that in darkness, the amygdala responds to imagined threats with almost the same intensity as to real ones. Your brain genuinely cannot tell the difference between a shadow that is nothing and a shadow that is something. This is why horror movie directors keep their monsters in the dark for as long as possible. They know your imagination will always invent something worse than anything they could show you. But here's what no one talks about.
This same mechanism, the one that kept your ancestors alive, is also responsible for something that affects nearly 11% of adults today, and most of them are too embarrassed to admit it. 11% of adults report clinically significant fear of the dark. That's roughly 1 in 9 people. In a stadium of 80,000, that's nearly 9,000 adults who sleep with a light on or feel genuine panic in a dark room. Not children, adults. For decades, researchers assumed this was just unresolved childhood anxiety, something you were supposed to outgrow. They were wrong. A landmark study led by sleep researcher Dr. Colleen Carney showed that adults who are afraid of the dark display measurable increases in heart rate, cortisol, and startle response when exposed to darkness. The same physiological profile as someone responding to an actual threat. Their brain isn't being dramatic. It's doing exactly what a brain evolved over millennia to do. What's more, these same adults showed significantly disrupted sleep patterns. They spent less time in deep sleep. Their bodies remained in a low-grade state of alertness throughout the night, as if standing watch. Because, evolutionarily speaking, that's exactly what sleep in the dark required. Your ancestors didn't sleep soundly through the night the way modern sleep guides recommend. They slept in short cycles, woke, scanned for danger, and slept again. Some anthropologists argue that the modern epidemic of waking at 3 a.m. isn't a disorder, it's ancient programming working perfectly. But what nobody expected, what genuinely shocked researchers when they found it, changes everything about how we understand this fear. In 2012, a team of researchers at Ryerson University ran a simple but revealing experiment. They exposed adults to two conditions. First, complete darkness. Second, a dimly lit room, just enough light to see shapes but not details. If the fear was about darkness itself, darkness should have triggered more anxiety. It didn't. The dimly lit room triggered more anxiety than complete darkness. Why? Because in total darkness, your brain accepts that there is nothing to see. It goes into a different kind of alert. But in partial light, in the in-between, your brain sees shapes it cannot identify. And an unidentified shape in low light is, evolutionarily speaking, the most dangerous thing that exists. It's not the dark you fear, it's the almost dark. It's the shadow that might be a coat, the figure that might be a person, the shape that your brain cannot confirm is safe.
This is also why so many people report feeling watched in the dark. Your brain, unable to verify that nothing is looking at you, treats the possibility as real. It's not paranoia, it's a survival circuit running without an off switch. And the last piece of this puzzle, the one that will actually change how you think about your own mind, is the most unexpected one of all. Here's the detail researchers didn't see coming. Humans are the only species on Earth that fears darkness even when we know we are completely safe. A zebra on the savannah is terrified of darkness because there are real predators in it. Remove the predators, and over generations, that fear fades. But humans have lived in predator-free environments for generations. We have electricity, concrete walls, locks, alarm systems. The threat is objectively gone. And yet, the fear remains, unchanged, fully intact, firing at the same intensity it did when lions were outside the cave. What this tells us is something profound about how the human mind works. Evolution can build a fear fast enough to save a species, but it has no mechanism to remove a fear once the threat disappears.
Your brain is still guarding against a predator that has been gone for 10,000 years. Every night, without your permission, it stands watch. You are not afraid of the dark. You are carrying the memory of every human who survived the night, and the knowledge buried somewhere below conscious thought of everyone who didn't. Fear of the dark isn't a flaw in your wiring. It's proof that your wiring works exactly as designed, built by millions of years of nights that had to be survived. The question is, now that you know this, does knowing it make the dark feel any less threatening? Let me know in the comments. Do you still feel something when the lights go out? And if this made you see your own brain a little differently, hit like and subscribe. Every week, we go exactly this deep into the science of being human.